call the meeting to order. Let's bow for a prayer, please. Dear Lord, we just thank you for this day and thank you for the opportunity to come before the city again to do the best thing that we can for our city. Lord, we just pray traveling mercies on everyone this vacation season as they go to and from their vacations to relax. Lord, we just pray that you look over this meeting tonight. In your name, amen. Let the record reflect all council members are present. We need an approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Have a motion by Ms. Malcolm.
Second.
Second by Mr. Garrett. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Any opposed? The agenda passes. Now we need an approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve, Mayor.
Motion by Mr. Adcock.
Second.
Second by Mr. Little. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda passes. We have one public presentation tonight. I'll turn it over to Chief Glass.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, if you and Officer Orr and his wife Colt would come up here with me. I know most of y'all are familiar with the vicious attack by two very large breed dogs of Mr. Tommy Lee Bird back in March. I want to read just a letter of recommendation and also tell the Chief, congratulate the Chief of Social Circle on having such a professional police officer. And we're certainly glad he was riding through Monroe that evening or that early morning. On 18 March 2017, City of Social Circle Police Officer Robert Orr was not on duty and was simply passing throughout jurisdiction when he witnessed a citizen being attacked by large dogs. Officer Orr placed his own safety at risk as he took immediate action and stopped the vicious attack of Mr. Tommy Lee Bird. The attack resulted in Mr. Bird's hospitalization for an extended period. Had Officer Orr not ended this vicious attack by shooting the dogs, the two dogs could have very well have caused the death of Mr. Bird. Officer Orr's actions demonstrate the highest level of professional courage, self-service by a Georgia law enforcement professional. Officer Orr's actions, courage, and devotion to serving others are worthy of emulation by all. And that's given under my hand on this 13th day of June. Also for the council and for you, your actions here will also put you or qualify you for consideration of the Michael Etchison Valor Award that we do every year, which will be the first part of next year. So thank you very much. Thank you. And hang on to him, he seems to be a good one. Do y'all want to say anything? No, well, thank you so much for your Thank you.
Certainly appreciate what you did in our city that morning. I know the Bird family does also, so thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay, no one signed up for public comments, so we'll move into the public hearing. We have a variance on Legends Drive. Patrick.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is petition number 17-00199. The applicant is Reliant Homes, Georgia, LLC. They request a variance to reduce the front and rear setbacks on 8 lots, and they're also requesting a reduction in the minimum square footage of a house on 4 lots. The property consists of a total of 1.898 acres, has a total road frontage of 740.85 feet on Legends Drive. Code Department recommends approving the request as well as the Planning Commission. The extraordinary and exceptional conditions pertaining to the subject property because of size, shape, or topography are that the lot shapes will not accommodate the intended house plans. The literal application of this ordinance does not create an unnecessary hardship. The variance would not cause substantial detriment to public good or impair the purposes of the intent of the ordinance. The variance does confer upon the property of the applicant a special privilege denied to other properties in the district. Special circumstances surrounding the request for the variance are not the result of acts by the applicant. The variance is not a request to permit a use of land, buildings, or structures which is not permitted by right or by conditional use in the district. The zoning proposal is not consistent with the construction and design standards criteria adopted by the City of Monroe. The variance is the minimum variance that will possibly make an economically viable use of land, buildings, or structure. There was one recommended condition to secure 100% agreement of the property owners in the subdivision through petition or other method, which they have managed to acquire. If you have any questions about the petition, the reduction in setbacks and square footage is listed in the petition below the original application, and the petition is also included there too. If you got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions for Patrick? Okay, thank you. Is there someone here from Reliant?
My name is Ned Butler with Reliant Homes Georgia LLC. Again, we are requesting the variance on these lots, the front and rear setbacks, and then also one side setback for lot 15 because it sits on the corner. So we're going to have to move that house over to keep the driveway out of a storm drain. Again, I have met with each of the owners in the subdivision, individually went over our variance request, and they all signed the petition or sent emails in agreement with it. And as to the minimum square footage, we did already amend the covenants in the subdivision, which required all their signatures on those covenants. So I'll answer any questions you may have.
There's one house going up in there now. We're not talking about that one. Okay.
No, sir.
Just wanted to make that clear. I knew we weren't, but I just wanted to make that clear.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay, thank you. Does anyone else in the audience like to speak for this variance? Does anyone like to speak against this variance? Okay, we'll close this part of the public hearing on this item here and bring it before the council for a motion.
I'll allow for a motion to approve.
Have a motion by Ms. Malcolm,
Second.
second by Mr. Adcock. Any discussion from the council? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That variance passes. Item B is a variance on 2140 West Spring Street.
Sir, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is petition 17-00210. Applicant GPD Group requests a variance to allow 35 parking spaces for the proposed Arby's restaurant, and a variance as relief from the 60% lot coverage required. The lot coverage that they will have will be 70%, which is just basically 10% additional coverage or 16% variance from what's allowed. Property consists of a total of 0.86 acres. The property has a total of 243.09 feet of road frontage on West Spring Street. The Code Department recommends approval, as does Planning and Zoning. There are no exceptional or extraordinary conditions pertaining to the subject property. The literal application of this ordinance does create an unnecessary hardship. The variance would not cause substantial detriment to public good or impair the purposes or intent of this ordinance. The variance does not confer upon the property of the applicant a special privilege denied to other properties in the district. The special circumstances surrounding the request for the variance are not the result of acts by the applicant. The variance is not a request to permit a use of land, building, or structures which is not permitted by right or by conditional use in the district. This zoning proposal is not consistent with the construction and design standards and design criteria adopted by the City of Monroe. The variance is the minimum variance that will make possible an economically viable use of the land, buildings, or structures. And if you have any questions on this one, I'll be glad to answer them as well.
Patrick, just a clarification, you explained the lot coverage requirement in variance.
It's basically the amount of impervious surface that you could have on a particular lot. The maximum that in our ordinance is 60. They're requesting 70%. And basically that increase or that that variance is required to accommodate the additional parking that they need to operate the business.
Any more questions for Patrick? Thank you.
Sir.
Someone here from Development Group or Arby's?
Hello, my name is Jim Neidlinger. I'm with GPD Group, here representing Arby's. You guys all have site plans in front of you, in case you need to point to anything. So basically, Arby's has a minimum parking requirement that they have when they do any store. The first thing they do is they come to us and they give us a piece of land and they tell us just put a building on there and show us how much parking you can have, show us circulation. If all that works, then they start looking at the code more closely and they start designing a store around it. The standard parking that they're looking for is usually around 35 to 40. They have 48 seats in this particular store. They have 12 employees at a peak shift. That's the most employees they'll ever have in there. According to the code, we're required to have a minimum of 13, but the code also has a maximum allowance, which is a percentage of the minimum. The maximum would be 15 spaces. So obviously, if you have 12 employees and you have 15 parking spaces for a commercial restaurant, that poses a problem for them. So we came before you guys to ask if you guys could grant us this variance, in addition to the lot coverage requirement. So he did say that the reason why we need the more pervious pavement is because we are putting more parking on there. This is part of a stormwater master plan, and the Home Depot behind us has the stormwater already provided for the site. The curve numbers that they used in their engineering calculations were more than the 60%. They did 70%. So we are well covered as far as the stormwater runoff that the additional pervious would increase.
Okay.
Happy to answer any questions.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyone in the audience like to speak for this variance? Anyone in the audience like to speak against this variance? Okay, hearing none, we'll close that part of the public comment and bring it before the council. Need a motion.
Move to grant the variance, Mayor.
Have a motion by Mr. Adcock.
Second.
Second by Mr. Richardson. Any discussion by the council? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That variance passes. Thank you very much. All right, we'll move into new business with item number 1, approval of the official zoning map. Patrick?
Sorry about that. I wasn't sure I'd be presenting this one, so.
You got 1 and 2, so just stay up there after this
You
one.
got it, you got it. All right. Well, basically, the official zoning map has just been updated to include all the annexations and rezones up to well, actually, April 11th was the date that it's current through, and this is just a periodic cleanup of the zoning map so that we can get it current. So just take, I guess y'all need to make a motion and adopt it.
Any questions for Patrick? Okay, we need to entertain a motion to accept the official zoning map.
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Little.
Second.
Second by Ms. Malcolm. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Item number 2 is a resolution for the comprehensive plan update.
It's basically, again, entertaining the resolution to adopt the comprehensive plan. I'm sorry, my tablet's having a little trouble loading that page, so I'm a little bit behind here. But yeah, the city's historically been included in the Walton County Comprehensive Plan without specificity for the city. So in an effort to more clearly define the direction of the city, it was determined that a plan which spelled out projects, goals, and strategies, strengths, and opportunities for improvement was needed. So the plan was made to meet that need. And just looking to have it adopted so that we could move forward as a certified local government.
Okay. You have anything to add?
No, this was our first endeavor for our first citywide comprehensive plan, and Patrick did a great job putting this together with the Northeast Georgia Regional Commission. And this will be a good tool to move us forward over the next several years as we plan for the city's growth.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for Patrick? All right, hearing none, need a motion to accept the comprehensive plan update.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Mountain,
Second.
second by Mr. Adcock. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Plan update passes. Item number 3 is the first reading of the Airport Commission ordinance update.
Mayor, I was
Yes.
going to ask if we could table this until we can take it up in a work session next month for more discussion.
I think we can discuss it in the process of reading from the first and the second. This will be the first reading, and don't it have to have 2 readings?
It does.
I'd like to second Ms. Malcolm's motion.
Did you make a motion?
I do.
Okay. We got a motion on the table to table this by Ms. Malcolm, and we have a second by Mr. Bradley. Is there any discussion before we take a vote on this? Okay. All in favor to table this?
Aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. I need a show of hands. All in favor to table? Richardson, Bradley, Adcock, Malcolm, Little. Any opposed? Garrett, Crawford. Okay. We will table this until next month. Okay?
Thank you.
Item number 4 is service delivery strategy extension.
Thank you, Mayor. Before us tonight is an extension of the SDS, Service Delivery Strategy, with the county and the other cities within Walton County. This was necessitated by the fact that we did a comprehensive plan update. The new law has gone into effect that once we did a comprehensive plan update, this triggers an automatic reauthorization of the SDS. This is due to expire, the current one anyway, on August 31st, 2019. So in order just to keep that rolling until our renegotiation time sometime next year, early 2019, I recommend we just reauthorize Form 5 of the DCA SDS extension.
Okay. Any questions for Logan? Hearing none, we need a motion for the delivery strategy extension, service delivery strategy extension.
Move that we approve.
Motion by Mr. Little,
Second.
second by Ms. Malcolm. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. That concludes our regular business. We need a motion to adjourn into executive session for a real estate issue and a legal issue.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Adcock,
Second.
second by Mr. Little. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we'll adjourn into executive session, take about a 5-minute break. Thank you.